Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Extravaganza with Mitch. Lou is off tonight doing his ACHA announcing, and I'm going solo. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Looking forward to a good show with a special guest who will be coming on in about 15 minutes. Always love talking to former Major League Baseball players. So Ron Mussellman, who played 3 years in Major League Baseball, one with the Seattle Mariners and two with the Toronto Blue Jays, played with the Blue Jays in '85, the year they won the division, and then unfortunately lost in 7 games to the Kansas City Royals. We'll talk a little bit about that with Ron coming up, but let's start out by, first of all, you see the thing, you see the banner on the bottom, dugout mugs. Well, I've got two of these right here. This is a metal mug. I'm an affiliate for them, so if you want to check them out, check my link. This is one that I got special for the Negro Leagues when they were doing their anniversary, their 100th anniversary, I believe. And there are more. There are a ton more. They also have golf ball bottle openers. They have baseball bottle openers. They actually have a new product out that if you smoke cigars, they have a golf tee with a small little opening in it with a, looks like a pin sticking up. You put your cigars in there. If you smoke a cigar while you're golfing, you put it in the ground, because what Chris from Dugout Mug said, you don't want to put your cigar on the ground because of the pesticides they use on the golf course. So how smart is that? They've got all sorts of neat mugs. I ordered a special one the other day. They're on Whatnot every once in a while. And they're giveaways. They do some giveaways and special pricing of stuff in their warehouse. I got a very special Philadelphia Phillies All-Star Game mug. It was done as a promotion, and I said, I want that. So I'll be getting that soon. So check out dugoutmugs.com. That's my affiliate link. If you buy through me, that's great. Support me a little bit. That'd be great. A little extra income doesn't hurt. Let's get on with some topics. The main baseball one is, unfortunately, the one that will make Mark DeRosa probably not want to go back to his analyzing on MLB Network. Nobody knows. I mean, I don't know why they picked him to be a manager, and you found out last night why he shouldn't be the manager, because he blew it. I mean, the actual inability to know where they stand in pool play, thinking that they didn't have to win, and the players partied that night after their win and thought, this game is nothing. We're already in. Not so fast. Nobody told him. Nobody informed him that, hey, you got to win this game to ensure that you get in. Well, now they're depending upon the Italy-Mexico game to go different ways in order for them to get into the pool. How bad, how egregious, I love that word, would it be for them not to even make it into the quarterfinal round? Oh, man, that's just nasty. That's just terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Bad mistake. Again, whoever made this guy a manager, that ain't happening ever again. And he's got to be embarrassed as heck. And I sure as heck would be if I made that mistake. So what can you do? That's the way it goes. And the Canada won today. And tonight, let me look at the schedule. I don't have it memorized, obviously. Well, some people I'm sure do, but not me with my memory. Okay, let's see. World Baseball Classic. All right, Mexico and Italy play at 7 o'clock. Well, they just started the game. How about that? So if you're interested in this and the United States getting to the quarterfinal round, getting out of their pool, watch this game. I don't really care I'm not invested um, in it. To me, it's an exhibition. Um, but I think that's what DeRosa thought too. It's an exhibition. Oh well, you screwed it up, buddy. You screwed it up. Talk a little bit about the Eagles and NFL free agency. They lost 3 players. People aren't really that upset. Jalen Phillips, Hod Dotson, and Reed Blankenship go to different teams. They picked up a cornerback that they did need. Um, pardon me, Rick. Oh, I forgot how to spell Rick. I forget. I don't even know what Rick Wallen. I don't follow it too well, obviously. But they needed a cornerback, so they got him. Phillips, they weren't going to pay him what he got. Dotson was expendable. Blankenship, a little hurt. Did a great job though. So obviously there is a need for some more players on that defensive side. And how about this? Big NFL news, Max Crosby. Oh, see you later. See you later, Raiders. I'm going to the Ravens. Whoop, no, you're not. We were at the trivia last night, and I saw this come up. I showed my daughter. I said, that's got to be there's a reason for that. It's probably his physical. And I'm not right a lot, but I was right this time. He had off-season knee surgery. He was placed on injured reserve late in 2025. And obviously, the Ravens didn't like what they saw on the reports, and people think a lot of Eagles fans want him, but they only have 12 to 13 million, according to Rick Orlovsky. He'd be a great addition if he's healthy, so that could be interesting for the take the place of Jalen Phillips on that defensive line if they wanted to, or in the defense if they wanted to pick him up. So that's the NFL news. A lot of free agents going somewhere. Geno Smith going back to the Jets. I don't know, that Jets team is in weird shape. I gotta tell you, that's just a rotten team to have to follow. And I got a friend who's a devout Jets fan. He's got season tickets, and he just continues to shake his head. On to Philly spring training. So bright spots. Bryson Stott is hitting somewhere around 700. I watched the Philly show with Todd Zalecki and Jim Salisbury and Ruben Amaro Jr. And, those of you who follow the Phillies, he made a couple of changes. He made a change last year, the second half of the year. Really did a great job. Batted around, I think, a little over 300 the last 2 months. And like everybody else, fell asleep in the playoffs. But he's making contact. He's got better, according to what I heard and read, a better swing path to the ball. And he's going the opposite way. So that's a great sign. Andrew Painter also, who is going to be in the rotation. No longer if, it's yes, he's going to be in the rotation. He didn't have a great outing, quote, great outing. He's 22 and it's his second outing in spring training. Come on. He hasn't given up any hits. What the manager said was, he got into trouble. He wasn't sharp. I mean, he admitted it. But he didn't give up any runs. So that's what you want to see, again, from those guys who talk to these players every day down in spring training, who know them. Andrew Painter is looking good. He's throwing the ball 97 right now. And, his command has gotten a lot better than it was last year. So hopefully he will continue to improve this spring. Aaron Nola looked good. His numbers on his fastball were up 1.7 miles per hour, which people say, big deal. Again, the experts talk about, that's a big difference. If he can throw that sweeper and that curve and get it over the plate and not throw fastballs over the middle, Aaron Nola could have a comeback, bounce back year. So that is something to look forward to as Phillies fans. Um, and Justin Crawford started out hot at the plate, but now he's hitting like 207, um, which is not good. Um, but he is playing decent outfield. He's getting to balls. He's throwing. He's tracking them well, and he's doing a really good job of both tracking in, coming in, and going out and getting into the gap. So good to see that positive note. But hopefully we will see the next week or 2 weeks his bat come a little bit more alive and start making some contact and getting some base hits. Because if he gets on base, he's gonna run. He has said that he's gonna probably bunt. Now he hasn't done that much in spring training as of yet, but he does want to try and do that during the season, just to put the infielders on a defensive note, make him come in, and maybe he puts down a great bunt and beats it out. Choppers to the left side, put it down there, get your infield hit, get on base, steal a bag. So we'll see what happens with Justin. Bryce Harper does not look good. I don't think he was ready for the World Baseball Classic. I don't think he was ready to go. He's a slow starter. He needs spring training to get going. And he hasn't looked good. Now, I will say this. I know what I heard from those three guys, Zalecky, Salisbury, and Ruben Amaro Jr., that Kevin Long sat him down and said, listen, you need to get out and base. You need to make contact. You need to stop chasing. He knows it. He's trying, he says. But his chase rate with the bases loaded last year was with runners on base, scoring position, 40%. You can't do that. That's not elite. I saw his a couple of at bats in the World Baseball Classic 2 nights ago. He's chasing still, yet on some balls he's used to chase. He didn't. He laid off, but he still swung and missed the curveballs or sliders on the inside corner and struck out. So I don't know. Does he need glasses? I don't know, but he can't do this in the regular season. The problem is he's going to put pressure on himself and go up there and say, I got to get a hit. And then, that puts more pressure on yourself to help your team, and your mind isn't right for hitting. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't think he's prepared and ready for this. He's not ready. He's not catching up to fastballs like he should be. And again, like I said, he would swing. This is what he is laying off. He's laying off the high fastball. Last season, every freaking high fastball out of the zone he would swing at. So he's laying off of those for the most part, but he's getting fooled on the breaking pitches inside and low. So hopefully he'll get better. Hopefully he'll fix himself, and that'll be really, really helpful for the Phillies, as we know. All right, before we bring on our special guest, just a reminder, I have this one, Negro Leagues dugout mug. It's actually a wood bat. They carved it out. They polyurethane it up with clean, they say clean polyurethane, and you drink out of it. Yes, you can drink out of it. And then here's a metal mug, which I love because this insulates my water or my iced tea or whatever on summer days. And it's great when I'm fishing on the pier. It just, I don't have to worry about keeping cold water. It stays cold for a while. So you see my link going down there. Go to dugoutmugs.com. Use my affiliate link. That would be great. Great for presents, birthday presents. If you're coaching baseball teams, maybe you have parents chip in and help buy a couple of these for your team. They have every Major League Baseball team. They have a laser. They show that he was at the Chris, the owner of the Dugout Mugs, took a tour around his warehouse yesterday, and it showed the gentleman lasering in on the Dugout Mugs, and they do that in wood, and they have cherry wood, which looks gorgeous. They have um, a matte black, a black matted mug with the team logos on them. That's wood, gorgeous. Um, Keychains, bottle openers of baseballs, golf ball bottle openers, wine mugs. I don't drink wine, so I didn't get one. Shot glasses that are 2 ounces with the team logo on the heel, the bottom of the bat knob. That where they make the glasses. So check them out if you're interested. Um, it makes a nice gift, and hey, get a gift for yourself. Baseball season is coming, is here. We got a few more weeks until regular season starts. Speaking of regular season, my guest is a former major league pitcher for the Seattle Mariners and the Toronto Blue Jays. He played with the following people: Floyd Bannister, Gaylord Perry, Mike Stanton, Dave Steve, Doyle Alexander, Jim Clancy, Jim Gott, Dennis Lamp, Jimmy Key. Let's see, who else? That's on the pitching side. On the hitting side, Bruce Bochy, Dave Henderson, Richie Zisk, who was from Livingston, New Jersey, which is where I used to live. Lenny Randall, Thad Bosley, Orlando Mercado, Ernie Witt. I think it was Cecil Upshaw. Lloyd Mosby, George Bell, Cliff Johnson, Jesse Barfield, Buck Martinez, Garth Orge, Tony Fernandez, Rick Leach, Kelly Gruber, Gino Petrelli, Cecil Fielder, Al Oliver. George Bell, Rance Mullinex, Tony Fernandez. What a crew. Maybe we'll hear a little bit about these guys. Brief career we'll talk about, but let's bring him on right now. Ron Mussellman. Hi, Ron. How are you?
How you doing, Mitch? Did you get me?
Oh, can't hear you, Ron. Hold on. Let me check something. It's up on my end. Are you there?
Yep.
I got you. That was my bad.
All right. Very good.
Ron, how you been?
I'm doing great.
How about this weather down here?
Love it. Ready for spring.
Did you see Ron lives down here in Wilmington. So we are looking outside at 80-degree weather today. The dogwoods all of a sudden came out. Did you see that today or yesterday?
Yep. Start to bloom.
Oh my gosh. And guess what, Ron? Don't we love that yellow crap that's on our cars today?
Yeah, the pollen's coming too, so get ready.
It's here, baby. I was trying to take a picture and show people, but I wouldn't get the right light. I'm waiting for a couple more days to really get the pollen stuck on my car, and I'll take a picture. People, we didn't get this stuff really in the East, in Mid-Atlantic states. We felt it with the ragweed, but I never saw this stuff. So it's kind of gross and weird.
Yeah, it'll wash away.
It will. Yeah, rain's coming a little bit. So Ron, thanks for coming on. I really appreciate you doing this. I always love talking to former players. You get some cool stories about what it was life was like in the major leagues. Now, you had a brief career. I saw that you had 82 was the Mariners, and then you were off in 83. Was that right? And then went 84 and 85 with the Blue Jays?
Yeah.
What was the reason for you off in 84?
Well, I think it started in spring training. I had a broken bone in my foot reporting into spring training. It's a little slow coming out of the gate, missed some appearances. Didn't really, just didn't have my fastball, good location, velocity-wise, location-wise. And I'd been traded also that winter. From 82 to 83, I got traded.
Right.
Oklahoma City, pitching in Oklahoma on that hard clay, and then the high winds was not friendly for a sinker ball pitcher. And numbers weren't good. Next year, I get traded over to Toronto, man. I go like 4 weeks in Syracuse, back on the East Coast, in the National League, and go to the big leagues and stay a year and a half.
So, and that was I mean, we're going to get to that division winning team in a little bit, but because I know that had to be just exciting as heck. Um, so relief pitcher for the most part, right?
Yeah, I mean, big league wise, I think I had 4 career starts out of maybe 65, 75 appearances. Uh, in the minor leagues, I did start, relief, winter ball. When I went to winter ball, I was strictly starter,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
and but then come back in whatever the club, whatever. If I was in AAA, if I needed to start, I'd start. If they needed a reliever, I could pitch in the back end of the bullpen. So just kind of the thing, give me the ball and I'll go out there.
Right. You were a typical ball player. You just wanted to get out. You wanted to get out there and compete.
Wanted to play.
Okay. So here's my question to you. I was thinking about this when I knew you when we getting prepared for this. Um, I mean, really, what's it like watching a game from the bullpen, wanting to get in, but knowing you're not going to get in? What goes on? What goes on for 9 innings if you're not getting in? A lot of talking, a lot of just
It's a lot.
storytelling.
It's a lot of talking, and you're checking the stands, and you're checking some fans, and uh, the situation. Everybody has a role, I guess you could say,
Mm-hmm.
and so when your role, the situation of the game kind of starts to unfold. Then well, I'm pitching in middle relief, fourth, fifth inning, something starts to happen. You kind of focus in who's batting, where they at the batting order. Uh, will it be a righty, lefty, left on left? You start putting all those scenarios together. And as the game moves, your role starts to become more serious.
Okay. So were you more middle relief?
In the big leagues, yes.
Okay.
I had one save in the major leagues at Boston.
Gotcha. Yeah, I remember. I read about that one. Yeah, yeah. So no matter what, I mean, I'm guessing the first few innings you're just sitting back and hanging out, and
Oh,
you're watching the game
yeah.
and waiting for the phone to ring.
That's it. Like we're in Boston. I remember 1982 in Seattle. We're in Boston, and Floyd Bannister was pitching. I don't know. Floyd went 1, 2, 3 in the first. Top of second, it was walk, base hit, walk, base hit, base hit, base hit. Muscle when you're in the game,
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be ready, man. At any time.
Anytime. Yeah. So that's got to be crazy. But yet, you get as a pro, you're used to that. I mean, you were playing in minor league, same type of thing happened.
Oh
You
yeah,
were
yeah.
it's just a mindset, which as a fan, as somebody who played baseball a little bit as a senior, as my senior league, I didn't pitch. I started out pitching, but then I just couldn't find a play. It's like, put me in the outfield, dude. I can't do this anymore. It is just a mindset. I remember again getting ready. Even then, I was very intense in terms of getting up in the morning, putting the uniform on, driving in the car, getting to the ball field. My mindset was set right there in terms of my warm up. And then at one because I did my warm up every day the same way at every field that we went to. Walked and then ran the bases and then stretched. I was the only guy that's really the only guy that stretched. And I can't believe these older guys like me didn't stretch. And yet hardly anybody got hurt except for me. It was stupid. And then I start soft tossing. And then as an outfielder, I would, start the long toss. So yeah, I understand that. But in front of a crowd, I don't know that I could do that. So it's a certain mindset that you professionals have to have.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's just one of those things that you grow into. You start out at little league, and you got so many fans. Then high school ball, there's so much, and in college, there's so much. A ball, double A, triple A, big leagues, uh, going to winter ball. I mean, it's just a focus. And I tell people all the time that one of the things that I don't know how many baseball movies you watch. Probably you've watched a ton of them. And the Billy Chappell when he was pitching in the For Love of the Game.
Okay.
And it would be like he would focus in, get his sign, and it would be mechanism off. And that's just how you do, man. You've done it hundreds and hundreds of times, and you just focus in on the catcher. You focus in on the strike zone. You see home plate. You know where the batter's position, and you don't hear all that. That's gone.
It's amazing how that happens. Yeah, I can't imagine
It's
being
just
in that mode.
it's just focused in, tunnel vision, and the batter and the pitcher, man. And we're at battle.
You're ready to go. So give me some of your excuse me, some of your best memories of on these teams with all these cool, really, I mean, really big name players too.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like when I was in AAA with Syracuse, and then I in 84, 84 for just a little while, but then in 85 we had Cecil Fielder and Fred McGriff
Mm-mm.
on the same club. Then we had him in winter ball. One would DH one day, then he might DH for 2 or 3 days, then he'd play first base for 2 or 3 days. And playing on those two guys, and then watching them go to the big leagues. And Freddie had 493 home runs. Cecil had 350. I don't know. You do the math. Was that 840 or something like that? It's 840 home runs that those two guys hit in the major leagues, and just watching them play and develop. They were young. They were young guys, 19, 20, but you knew they were going to be legitimate long-term major league ball players.
And did you have any discussions with them? Have you had relationships with these guys even in the '80s? Everybody was still a team, and it wasn't just pitchers and versus everybody else. You were still
Oh no, I
a
mean
team.
oh yeah, you mean uh, if I needed a ride, most of the guys always lived in the same complex. If I needed a ride, or my wife had to take the car, this thing or that thing. Hey, Cecil, I'm gonna ride with you to the ballpark today. No, it's all your
It's your
teammates.
team, right? Exactly. Anybody that was the big jokester on the team, a clown, somebody who did pranks, that kind of stuff.
Mm, not really so much as a prankster kind of guy. I mean, you got different personalities. You got 25 people on the club. Uh, you're going to have different personalities. You're going to have different intensity. You're going to have certain guys that were super intense on the field, but way laid back off the field.
Hmm.
Uh, uh, but everybody, you coming through the minor leagues, you kind of learn all the system pranks that go along.
Okay,
But
people did
so
their homework.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
pretty. That's interesting. I haven't heard that one before. You learn about the culture of the team in terms of who do I need to watch out for? Who's going to put
Oh,
powder in
yeah.
whatever?
You know who's trying to, you know, feed you a line of bull. When you tease the bat boys, and
Yeah,
sometimes you call it the rookie. The rookie or some of the younger players.
yeah.
You get them to do some stuff. It's a lot of like little quippy sayings that catch them into something you're like, no, you don't really understand what we're talking about. So,
All right. I was looking also at your managers and coaches that you played under. This is a heck of a group. Bobby Cox,
yeah.
Jimmy Williams, Cito Gaston, Renee Latchman, Dave Duncan, and Veda Pinson, the first base coach. And then we go to um, who? Where did I put this? Well, I think that was yeah. Okay. Um, yeah, those guys. You
Yeah.
talk about a group of uh, guys who, as I looked, they were like in their mid to upper 30s at that time.
I think so. Bobby might a little bit older,
Yeah. Okay.
but not a whole lot. I mean, I don't know how Bobby is now, 80, well, 86, 87, something. But no, uh, Renee Latchman, I had him in AAA ball in 81. and then and the Mariners fired Maury Wills as the big league manager.
Okay.
So Renee went to the big leagues from AAA. He went to the big leagues. And then in '82, I went up, and he was my manager. But Renee was always prepared. Always prepared. When you left the clubhouse, position player wise, when you left the clubhouse that night, there was the next day lineup posted.
Oh, really? Okay.
And you knew I'm in the lineup, I'm not in the lineup, so that's what I'm saying. You were always prepared. Handled his pitching staff great. Bobby Cox.
Was he as fiery as he was when he was managing the Braves?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, this is an interesting story. In 1985, Boston Red Sox are in Toronto. This is Sunday. We go out for BP. It's a little bit overcast. We're in the team room having an ice cream sandwich, making a ham and cheese, whatever, through the kitchen and everything. And Bobby Cox and Al Widmar, who was the pitching coach, come to the door and they're like, Muss, come here. So when I started walking under, I saw they had this little yellow legal pad. And I looked at it and it had a bunch of numbers written on it. And I thought it was my flight numbers out back to. So they said, the game's at 2:00. We're supposed to get rain showers about 1:15, 1:30, 1:40. We don't want Dave Steeb, who was kind of nursing a little bit of an arm thing. He was our number one pitcher. Mm-hmm. We don't want Steve to warm up, go out and pitch 1 inning or 2 innings. Then we got to shut him down. Then we're not going to bring him back. So you're starting the game.
How did that feel?
Felt good.
Okay, cool. All right. You weren't like, oh my gosh. No.
So I go out and start. I think I give up like a single, double, and retire and give up one. I think it was either 1 or 2 runs in the top of the first, and then retire 13 in a row. And then it starts to drizzle rain. In about the 5th inning, it starts to drizzle rain. We're ahead 5-2. Mm-hmm. Starts to drizzle rain. So boom, 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 get the next 2 outs, and the bottom falls out before we could get off the field. It's AstroTurf.
Uh-huh.
So 3 hours and 15-minute rain delay. But during the rain delay, Bobby Cox and Damaso Garcia got thrown out of the game for arguing with the umpires about they should have called it hours ago.
Oh my God.
So yeah, Bobby was fired up all the time.
That's nuts. That's a great story. That's really, how do you get thrown out during a rain delay?
Not only the manager, but the second baseman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just one of those things. So if you want to talk about Bobby Cox and his ejection, there's a good one.
That's a really good one. Dave Duncan, was he was your pitching coach too? In
Seattle, yeah. He was a catcher.
Okay, yeah. Uh-huh.
Professional career. And Renee was also a catcher. And but yeah, Dave was great. Just basically, as in most pitching coaches, it's throw the ball across the plate. Rely on your stuff. Trust your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically the philosophy of every pitching coach. Trust your stuff. Trust your stuff. Trust what got you here. So,
and that's a mound visit conversation, basically, too.
Yep.
Are you tired?
If Ricky Henderson gets on base, and they walk out there, not this little 2-throw rule they have now. Your different timing, your different sets, just reminder, even though he's on first base, you still got to have your focus on getting the hitter out.
Right. Focus on the batter. Right.
Don't cheat your stuff trying to hold Ricky down.
Right. Exactly. You got to get in. You get a guy and say, he's going to steal. He's going to steal.
He's going to steal.
Do you ever pick anybody off?
In the big leagues?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's got to see. We don't. I mean, that's one of the things. Even though it's not real exciting, it's on the list like a triple because it rarely happens, right? So
Oh
that
yeah.
has to be really exciting for you. It's almost like an outfielder throwing a guy out at home plate, right?
Well,
It feels really good.
talking about Renee, he brought me in. This was in Seattle. He brought me in. No, let's see. I was pitching, and I don't remember who was on first, but and I can't remember this guy's his first Herndon, Larry Herndon.
Okay.
It went in the little gap, went first to third. He's on first. Timeout. Latch comes out. Renee comes out. He talks to me. He says, "Give him the fake third to first move."
Oh, okay.
It worked.
It worked.
So that was my pickoff of a major league player on a fake to third, wheeled to first, and got him, nailed him.
And you don't see that anymore, but you used to see before these rules came out.
Right.
And that rarely worked. I mean, it really didn't work, but you got him that time.
I got him.
That's pretty cool. That's the thing. Yeah, it's so fun, Ron, because a lot of the players, former players that have come on, you have great memories of those plays and the games that you played, which is really cool, right? It just sits in their head. And I mean, I do too. When I played in senior league, I threw guys out at home. I remember making some decent catches. I mean, maybe it's just normal for athletes at any age, at any time to remember those things. But professional athletes who play so many games, it's like, what the heck? How do you remember this stuff? But that's really cool stuff. It sticks out. Yeah. So let's go to the championship team, right? The 85 Toronto team.
Yeah.
What was it like during that season?
I mean, we had a good squad. I mean, in 84, they won. They did. We did. I think we won 91, 2-3 games that year in 84. So we were well poised going into 85, and they had made they signed some free agents. Gary Lavelle, lefty, was brought in. Bill Cottle, who was a save ace out of Oakland, they brought him in. So they were geared up, man. I mean, we thought we had a really good squad. We had power with Jesse and George. Ernie Witt, the catcher, he could drop a few bombs along.
Mm-hmm.
And Willie Upshaw at first. He didn't have a great year, but not a bad year.
Mm-hmm.
But man, good pitching, good situations. We had really good speed. I mean, it was just a full complement of 5-tool baseball. You know,
complete team. Yeah, complete team.
Pitch, hit, throw. I mean, we had, so it was a hell of a team.
So as you're going through the season, I looked up basic information. What was it like on the day that you clinched the division?
It was great. I mean, I was on the active roster when we clinched.
Okay.
But I mean, we weren't going to give it up. We knew we were going to win, and we were going to keep going and do whatever it took to win the pennant or win the East.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of grow into certain situations. Like these. You see these young playoff teams in the first year, they may lose in the first round. Then we had been building, and they had been laying the foundation to do what they did in 85.
Yeah. And so you lost in 7. I mean, so were you at all on the active roster for the playoffs?
No, I was not on the playoff roster.
Shame on them.
I think so too.
So when did you find out that you weren't on that roster?
Well, in 85, I got sent down to AAA August 10th. I think it was August 10th.
Okay.
So I went down to AAA, pitched, and when they recalled me, they put me on the inactive roster. I traveled with the team. I was basically during the game times, I was basically behind home plate inside a little tunnel, and they had the films and all that, and I was just tracking pictures, doing different things. If I could pick up any differences in motion, just checking out velocity. I was basically, by then I was like 30 years old. So,
Okay.
and I was basically like a second pitching coach, assistant to the assistant pitching coach.
Hey, Ron, how fast did you throw? Do you know?
Well, hey, I mean, I threw uh, 89 to 92,
Okay.
which in my era, I mean, it's a good live fastball,
Mm-hmm.
but it was not overpowering fast. It does anything what
Right.
these cats do now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I mean, when I was playing, if you had one guy in the big leagues that was legitimately 94, 5, 6.
Right.
I
At the
mean,
most, right. At the most,
he
96.
threw really hard.
Who's that?
I mean, if you had that one guy, he threw really hard.
Yeah.
And then even in the minor leagues, you had four or five teams. You had 125 people in the minor leagues, and less 25 teams. So you had 4 teams in the minor leagues with 10 pitchers. That's 40 pitchers. Out of those 40 pitchers, there'd be 2 or 3 that threw 95.
Right. Yeah.
I mean,
So what was your
it was location,
right?
get them out.
Right. And that's exactly the way a true pitcher's pitch, right? That's the way it was when I growing up watching Noli and Tom Seaver and Bob Gibson and all these Hall of Fame pitchers. It was just, they knew when to throw the breaking pitches. They had great sliders. Carlton with his slider. I mean, it was just amazing. So what were your off speed pitches? You said you had a sinker?
I was a slider. I was sinker slider, and then last couple of years I thought last 3 or 4 years I played professional baseball. I developed a split finger.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
So that split finger, man. I tell you what, don't you have to have? Let me ask you a question. I see these guys on TV, and we'll meet at some point. And again, I used to pitch, and I'm 5'4", right? And I look at the pitchers and the way when the ball gets in their gloves on TV, their hand surrounds the darn ball, right? It really you're picking up my whole screen. It's got to be so much helpful. You got to get more spin on the ball when you can put the darn thing and hook all those fingers 3/4, 7/8 around the ball, right?
And I mean, you're standing on a bump, so you're downhill.
Yep.
And that's what they teach you: throw downhill.
Yep.
And then so you reach apex, and your hand, and then the strength in your hand, your thumbs, to be able to get the ball out, out.
Yep.
Or control it, a little more pressure, just do different things with the ball.
Yeah, it's such an interesting science pitching. It's just so interesting. And I heard that so I was listening to a Phillies podcast, and they were talking about players for the Phillies pitchers. I think it was may have been Zach Wheeler. Talking to one of the pitchers in the major leagues, and how do you throw this? How do you make it move like that? So you said it's all about the pressure and the way they spin it and the way it comes out of their hands. It's so amazing. And now with all the analytics and all the video stuff, it's crazy.
What they do now.
So let me talk about what's going on now in baseball. Obviously we don't like the runner on second base in extra innings. That's just stupid.
I don't like that.
I don't mind the extra base. The size of the bases doesn't. I don't think that makes a big difference. Big deal. The throwovers, to me, that's part of baseball. I get the fact that they did that because they want to speed it up, and you can get a pitcher throwing over 5-6 times, but that's part of the excitement of the game, right? Because at one point you could either catch the guy off guard and pick him off, or he's stealing. He knows. But now I guess it takes some of that excitement out because after he throws 2 times, he could be off and running.
I mean, you know, let me see, where do I start?
We could go for a long time on this. I got a
The
feeling.
inability to hold a runner on, step off, hold him on, check him, step off, check him. Uh, it's part of the game. It's a little bit like you had mentioned, we talked about earlier about picking a guy off base. I mean, if you only got 2 moves, he's gone.
Yeah.
I would like to see, say from 7, 8, 9 years ago, before this 2 pitch thing,
Mm-hmm.
throw out percentages versus the throw out percentages in the last 2, 3 seasons.
Uh-huh.
What they are, and I don't like the man on second base.
Yeah.
The base thing, I don't mind that so much. Uh, I do think the game is going to transition back to the traditional way to play baseball. Now they've eliminated the shift thing. I
Mhm.
love that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like eliminate the shift. I think you're going to start seeing hitters bunting a little bit more, people stealing bases more than they have in a hit and run,
Yeah.
first to
Where is
third,
where is the damn hit and run, right? Where the heck is that?
and just see a return to traditional baseball.
Yeah.
I think it's coming. So, we'll see where it goes.
What do you think? Do you still follow those Mariners and those Blue Jays?
I, you know, I watched the MLB Network and do like the recap show,
Mm-hmm.
and I will watch regular season baseball, like on a ESPN Sunday Night Baseball, and
Yeah.
then the MLB Network stuff.
Yes.
I'm not going to make a timeout to watch Seattle play or Toronto play or St. Louis Cardinals. That was always my team kind of growing up. I was a Cardinal fan.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. And, but I like watching the recap. And I especially like it when they show the top 10 defensive gems of the day.
Yes. Yes. The gems, the defensive gems, web gems are great.
Web gems.
Yeah. Did you happen to watch?
That's professional AAA, AA, AAA big league ball players is just how good they can play defense. I mean, it's phenomenal watching those guys, what they do.
Have you watched any of the World Baseball Classic at all?
No.
Okay.
I was on a vacation last week and I just hadn't tuned in.
I'm not really into it as much, but I happened to be watching a couple nights ago when United States was playing. And have you seen the plays that Bobby Witt Jr. made at shortstop?
I just saw it this evening. He's a tremendous player. Absolutely. He's tremendous.
Oh my gosh. Just phenomenal. So to me, Ron, these days, because I do watch a lot and I'm into baseball, and I enjoy obviously my team, the Phillies, right? I enjoy also watching the rookies. Want to see who really is going to come up and play that we don't know of, and that's what excites me too. I mean, after last World Series, I'm going to pay more attention to the Blue Jays because they had a good team. Now, Bo Bichette's not there anymore, but still they had a World Series team. I'm going to pay more attention to the Royals with Bobby Witt Jr. They could be a playoff team this year. So for me, it's fun to be able to hear about these players and then kind of on the perimeter watch their progression.
Yeah,
into potential
absolutely.
Hall of Famers, right?
I mean, just for me, the kid that plays center field for Oakland, Denzel Clark.
Okay.
You didn't catch those 2 catches he made last year, where he just basically ran the fence and just tracked 2? Like, it was incredible, and I was like, wow, that's what I like watching right there.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, defense. That's why baseball is so cool because any day, any pitch, you can get any one of those players in the field to make an unbelievable play.
Right.
That's what's fun about it.
All right, and I'm gonna take you back, and I can't remember who we were playing, but this was a phenomenal play. Uh, Buck Martinez, we had mentioned him earlier. He was our second catcher in Toronto. Ernie Witt was a
Right.
left-handed hitter. Ernie was a right-handed hitter, so they platooned. And I can't remember who we were playing. I actually think it was the Red Sox. But there was a runner on second base, left-handed hitter. He pulls one through the hole, first, second. Jesse comes up, throws a bullet to home plate. Buck catches it. The guy rounding third, barreling for home, comes in and just barrels over the top of him. Lays Buck down flat on his back. Under his legs are bent underneath him. He sees the guy from that hit the ball going from first around second towards third, and he just picked the ball up and he threw an errant throw. And so the guy kept rounding third base. George Bell backing up, threw a one hopper to Buck. Buck caught it, and the guy coming home just stopped. Didn't try to jump over Buck. Didn't try to do anything. Buck's laying down on the ground.
He's down, right? Yeah.
He just stops. Buck tags him. Buck Martinez is there with a broken leg.
Yeah.
So, but had the wherewithal to look and see the guy
Yes.
and throw the ball with a broken leg laying flat on his back.
Baseball instincts. That's what you love to see also. Smart plays by smart players. Good plays by smart players.
I mean, you hear it all the time. You hear the basketball IQ, the basketball IQ, the
Yeah.
basketball IQ. But baseball players, and once again, another thing with the analytics, the positioning is incredible. It used to be called advanced scouting.
Right. Right.
You'd have a big league scout, and he would be watching your next, like if the Chicago White Sox were coming in for 3 days, he'd be in Chicago watching them play.
Right.
Prior to coming into Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
So now all the analytics, I mean, everybody's, move that far, move over here. And I can't stand the damn, I don't know how much it goes on into big leagues, but this calling the pitches and all this other stuff where they're doing all that typing on their knee pads and they got these things in their ears.
Yep.
You got to listen in.
Yep. The pitch com. Yep.
And it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. It's all about speeding up the play, which it's different. Ron, you and I both know it's different.
Well,
When we watched it, when you played, I could sit there for a 20-inning extra inning game. I could do it. I don't care. And I don't care. It could have been the worst two teams in the league. I was at a ballpark, and I was sitting there enjoying the game of professional baseball players play the game. I don't care how long it lasts. I love going to games by myself only for that reason, because if I have someone with me, they got to get home.
right.
But,
But then again, I think it got a little bit crazy where it was left on left, right on right, left on left, and that just, but you and I think we're pretty close in age.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just throw it out there. The immediate gratification generation, they want to see it happen now. Bam, bam, bam. I got to have it right now, and I got to have it in the next 30 minutes.
That's exactly right. And what also bugs me is watching Phillies games, which I watch mostly, but other games, Sunday Night Baseball, whatever it is, Monday night, whatever it is, and people behind the plate doing this.
Oh.
What are you doing? Watch the damn game. Now, I'm a phone nut, okay? But when I go to the game, in between innings, maybe I'll get on my phone.
Sure, absolutely.
But not when and people get out of my way. And I'd hate the wave. It's like, if you're bored, you're doing the wave. Sit down.
See, I tell people all the time, it's talk about people that they go to a racetrack, a NASCAR race, or mostly NASCAR. They don't go to watch cars run around the track. They watch to see who's going to get in a wreck.
That's exactly right.
They go to an NBA game. They go to an NBA game to see who's going to lay down the monster dunk.
Exactly. It's right.
They go to a hockey game. They're going to see who's going around skating the ice and who's going to get in a fight.
Right.
The same thing with baseball. Why do you think they don't go to baseball park to see a pitcher's duel? They go to the baseball park to see him pop it out of the park. Boom. How far can he hit it? That's all they care about.
And again, old school like me, I'll go to the ballpark, and I know Nola and Wheeler and I annoy my daughters when I would go and my wife by calling the pitches, especially when Cole Hamels was pitching, because his changeup was amazing. And I would say,
Oh, yeah.
here comes the changeup.
Yeah.
Here comes again. I'm a little crazy and fanatical, and I don't know that they're all our age that watch the game and do that. Not the younger kids, but the whole thing is trying to get younger people into the game. We got to get more young fans involved in Major League Baseball going to the games.
Well, younger people aren't playing golf either. You know why? Well, one thing is it's costly, and the other thing, it takes too long. So it's a slow game. I got to be rewarded now. I got to have it.
But you got to teach. So at some point, like Jane Levy wrote her book, "Make Me Commissioner. I Know What's Wrong with Baseball, How to Fix It." One of the things that she wrote in, and I always was a proponent of, and I tell the story. I was never really a Yankees fan. I grew up a Phillies fan initially in Philly, moved to North Jersey, was still a Phillies fan, and I would watch the Yankees because it was local to where I was living. Gene Michael was at a synagogue with my dad, and my dad took me to a men's club meeting, and Gene Michael was there, shortstop for the Yankees in his playing days. He got an autograph after his talk. Guess what? From that point on, I was a Gene Michael fan.
There you go. Right.
That's what she talks about, and I've always said, and there are some teams that actually do this, very few that have autograph days on the weekends when fans come in, they have alumni come in and get you an autograph.
They should, yeah, absolutely.
That's what's going to the personal connection is what is going to make these new kids fans.
For me, I get probably four or five pieces of mail a month from autograph seekers.
Oh, cool.
And I get 4 or 5. You know what Nolan Ryan's getting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Or Nolan Ryan or Steve Carlton or Burt Blyleven, Saber Hagen,
Yes. Absolutely. Right. Yeah, sure.
So every one of them, all of them have their little letters. Some of them are kids. Some of them are adults. I've been a baseball fan my whole life. Now I'm working this baseball card with my son.
Yep.
And so, yeah, I mean, there's still
they're out there.
There's still the fan connection. They're looking for that card. They're looking for that signature. So it's very interesting.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do collect. I mean, I'm giving these. My nephew is a huge Cardinals fan. Not so much because they're not winning well, but I got to get these to him. He's a huge Yachty fan, and Mark McGwire, right?
Oh yeah.
And this McGwire, though he was on the A's there, or is that McGwire?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I love these relic cards, Freddie Freeman. I mean, yes, that's how they start. And there's a huge listen. We're both in Wilmington, Port City Collectibles. They have these nights, these rip nights.
Is that what's over there on Riceville Avenue?
It's on Oleander.
Port City Collectibles.
Yeah.
I think they're on Riceville.
Well, they're opening a new one up. But excuse me while I get this Mark McGwire on. This is cool, Mark McGwire.
Oh yeah, I like that one.
They were on Oleander.
Okay,
and they moved further down in a different location, a bigger location.
Okay.
Maybe you know what? I don't know if you want to go in there and connect with them and say, hey, I could come in and sign autographs on one night.
No, I'm not. I'm not much of a seeker.
What if they paid you? I'll get them to pay you.
Then I'd say I'll show up for free.
No, listen, off camera, I'll message you and we'll see if we want to do
All
that.
right, all
I'm
right.
not going to force you. But I think people, again, I think kids who don't know who you are living in Wilmington, it would be really cool to meet a former player.
I would do it. I mean, yeah, I would absolutely do it.
And then we'll talk again. We'll go to lunch at some point too.
All right, I love that.
Listen, again, for me, it's a thrill to talk to somebody who has been in the game. I'm
Right.
a huge baseball fan. Going back to the mid '60s, and whether you played 1 year or 3 or 25, you were there, and that's the cool part, and that's awesome.
Well, I belong to organization, the Major League Baseball Alumni Association.
Oh yeah, good. Okay,
I belong to that. Brooks Robinson started it, was the backbone of it for the last 25 years. It's Tommy. And the bottom line on all correspondence, once a big leaguer, always a big leaguer.
absolutely.
And man, every time I read something or I send a check or whatever, and I look at the bottom of that thing, and once a big leaguer, always a big leaguer. And I'm like, that's nice, man.
It's exclusive. It really is, and you get it. You appreciate that, and that's awesome.
Oh yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
because, like I said, there's nothing. It's professional baseball. You were in the show, right? That was
Yeah,
cool. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
All right, listen. I'll let you go.
All right, brother.
Thank you so much, dude. I
Thank
really,
you.
really, really
Yeah,
loved
Mitch.
having you on.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we will get together. I'll message you. Maybe we'll hit lunch at
Please
some
do.
point. All
Yeah.
right.
We'll do the phone thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll do that thing, but not watching a game, right?
Dude,
You ever-
absolutely not.
but do you go to the Wilmington Sharks at all?
You know, I went. I had a nephew to pitch for him several years ago, and I probably didn't go for 12, 13 years, and then I went probably 2 years ago.
Okay.
And but
Listen, it's fun.
it is a fun night.
And listen, they get great crowds, and I actually threw an opening pitch one day.
And they
a couple of years ago. It was really cool. And they had like Alec Bone from Philly. Was
yeah. And one of the boys I played with at Clemson, his son played with Bone here at the Sharks.
Uh-huh.
And so when they had the league home run championship or home run derby,
Yeah.
this kid pitched to him for the home run derby, so he won it. Bone won it that year.
That's cool.
When Bone got invited to do the MLB home run derby, he brought that kid out, flew him up to Philadelphia or New York or wherever it was at that weekend, and he threw batting practice to Bone
That's cool.
during the home run derby. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You make those connections last a lifetime, man.
It's a fraternity, right? Absolutely is.
They last a lifetime.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Thank you so
brother.
much again. Really appreciate you. We'll stay in touch.
Now, what are you cutting me off?
I will. Yeah, I will do that.
All right. Thanks, Mitch.
Thanks, Ron. Ron Mussellman, former
See you
Major
again.
League player. Terrific. Thank
Good
you so
night,
much.
everybody.
Take
All
care.
right. Thank you, Mitch.
You're welcome. That was great. Always good to talk to, like I said, Major League Baseball player. Phenomenal. All right, update. I got to change my glasses so that I can get you an update here. What are we doing? A lot of NCAA tournaments, basketball tournaments going on. Big upset today in the Big Ten. Washington beat Stanford, by the way. Italy is up 2-0. And I got to go figure out, again, what are those scenarios for the United States to get in. But thank you for being here. Appreciate you all for listening. We're going to put out the podcast later sometime tomorrow. Thank Thank you for listening, and maybe we'll see you next week. I don't know. I'm not sure if we'll be here next week, but I will be on March 25th. I got Frank Close coming in from the Phillies reporters. We'll talk Phillies as the spring training comes to an end. All right, folks. Like I said, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Dugout Mugs, check it out. Dugoutmugs.com. That's my affiliate link. You buy something, you help support me. I appreciate it very much. Any questions, you can contact me here on Facebook. Thank you very much. Keep your eye on the prize and keep your eye on the ball. Take care.